Welcome back, my friends, to the Psychic Next Door, where Spirit provides us clarity and peace through each and every message. I am Rayla, your psychic medium. For those of you new to this space, welcome. And for those of you that have been with us from the beginning, thank you so much. Your support means the world to me, and we are so grateful to have you here. Spirit has been sending me some vibes, some nudges to make some shifts to this channel, so it's time to shake things up a bit. Along with your monthly zodiac readings, we're diving into pick-a-card messages as well as collective readings. And if you haven't seen my big announcement on the channel homepage, I'll share it with you here. Once we hit 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to go live and offer free readings. There will be some parameters around these readings to ensure it's a safe and positive space for everyone, but Spirit says it's time to get out there, so here we go. All right, my friends, let's go ahead and dive into your first pick-a-card reading for 2025. Now, take a moment to close your eyes and take 3 deep breaths in and out as I share this next message with you. At this time, we are asking all higher powers, spirit guides, and loved ones on the other side to come forward and bring clarity and peace through their messages. We are open to receiving any and all powerful messages for our higher good. All right, let's get into it. As you all can see, we have 3 decks before us. I'd like you to take a few moments and choose the deck which resonates with you the most, okay? Whether it be the stone on the top or the color of the cards or the shape. If you resonate with more than one deck, that simply means there are multiple messages waiting for you. Don't resist. Just quietly listen to where your intuition is guiding you. Go ahead and choose the decks in which you are drawn to, and we will get these readings started. All right, my dear friends, for those of you that picked the Monology Manifestation Oracle cards, this reading is for you. So what we're going to do here is we're going to start out by picking a couple of cards from this deck. It's going to encompass your overall energy, all right, for this reading. And then we're going to draw some tarot for clarification, followed by a spirit animal oracle card. So I'm going to tell you, as I shuffle and draw these first couple of cards for you, coming into this reading, I was feeling very anxious, stressed. And I'm seeing a vision of someone who is tossing and turning in bed. They can't turn off their mind. They can't seem to feel rested or restful. They wake up and feel like they haven't slept. Just an overall uncertainty, right, in their life. And we've drawn trust all will be well and make time for self-love. So the first couple of messages that Spirit is sharing from these cards, trust all will be well. So it makes sense that this card is coming out because some of you are very unsettled, right? Having trouble sleeping. There's some struggles in your life. Predominantly, they are sharing with me that the struggles for half of you, okay, because they're cutting the card in half, and that typically means there's 2 messages. For half of you, the struggle is coming within, okay? You're having trouble getting to the next level in something. For some of you, you're wanting to take a chance on something, whether it be a relationship, whether it be a side job, whether it be something totally unrelated to what you currently do for work, right? And it's been making you feel uncomfortable and unsettled, right? And that's one way of seeing things as far as Spirit providing that nudge. For you to put yourself out there, for you to take that chance. It's kind of like that uncomfortable person poking at you. It's like, oh, leave me alone, leave me alone. But it's kind of like your intuition is calling you, all right? And they're asking you to listen, quiet your mind, and figure out what it will take to make that next step. Okay. For the other half of you on this card, they're sharing with me that there's some sort of external conflict going on for you all, okay? Whether it be a romantic relationship that has been troubling you to the point of no sleep and stress. They're also showing me money, so there could be a financial aspect to this to where money is tight, or perhaps you're in a relationship and one of you is a saver and one of you is a spender, and it might be getting a little bit out of control. Or it's more like the unknown. You think that person is spending a lot, but you really don't know, like, where's their money going? And it's a little bit of a concern for you, because some of you have been in this relationship for some time. Others of you have just kind of gotten started in this relationship, but you haven't had those difficult conversations about money. And that is in turn keeping you up at night and making you unsettled. Again, Spirit kind of poking at you and saying, hey, there's some things you need to find out, okay, before you go any further with this person. You may also be, don't shoot the messenger. You may also just be assuming, like, oh wow, he's not great with money, but you may not know that he or she has a 401k or has a savings account, right? So there's a lot of unknown here that needs to be clarified. Dive into those important conversations. Figure out what's going on. Okay, it's going to set the tone for what's coming next. Make time for self-love. I am seeing so many of you right now, and I think that's also why we're having this anxiety type energy. You're not giving yourself any time and attention to breathe, to relax, to think, to do things that make you happy. It's kind of like you're just running around in circles, like with the term, the chicken with your head cut off. That's kind of you. You're just trying to keep up, right? In these next coming weeks, Spirit is sharing with me that you're going to start to perhaps look at your schedule, look at reprioritizing your life and the things that you have to do on a daily or on a weekly. And you're going to slide some time in for yourself. You're going to find that by doing that, that anxiety is released, right? And I see a vision of you just having fun. Some of you, the visions are you're just sitting there with a book and reading, or binge watching TV, going for a walk. I see someone in Pilates or yoga. I see someone fishing. Just so the Spirit is just giving me like a culmination of all these things that you've kind of left behind because your time has been so limited. But it's important that for you to get yourself back and to get back to where you want to be and let go of some of this, unsettling feeling. You got to do some stuff for yourself, right? And you're probably thinking, well, where's the time, right? Where's the time? You'll find it if you want to. I promise you. Whether it's an hour before everybody wakes up, okay? And I know doesn't sound super appealing to many of you who kind of like hit the snooze and fly out of bed, right? But you would be surprised when you set aside time when others are not around you and your area is quiet and peaceful, okay? And for some of you, you may live alone. It may get crazy when you log into work in the morning or when you walk in the office doors, right? And then it gets chaotic. Give yourself some time after work. Let's say you don't want to bargain with any of your sleep in the morning, right? Give yourself 30, 45 minutes at night, right? Do a meditation, do a review of your day. What could you have done better? What could you have omitted, right? To give yourself some time and space. And these feelings of angst and stress, they're going to start to dissipate as you start to do things for yourself, as you start to have more confidence and believe in this venture and believe in yourself, okay? Let's take a look at some clarifiers here, my friends. We'll set these around. Let's see what we have. Yeah. This energy is so strong. I mean, as you can see, with the type of cards that we're drawing for you guys, I mean, it's right on the money with what you all are feeling, thinking, and doing. So the first card here they want to highlight is the Five of Wands. That's that internal battle, okay? For some of you, it's an external battle. It's like you're fighting with your mind, your heart, your soul. You know, you're wanting better days, you're wanting better times. I also see a relationship type cycle in this where it's kind of like you guys are arguing over the same things, right? You make up, everything's fine, but if you notice, that same topic, that same discussion finds its way back to the surface because it's still a problem. You're not solving it. Just because you put it away and you decide to call it, for what it is, if you're not really diving into the problem that you're having with this individual, it won't go away. What can you do differently so there's a different outcome? It's almost like, when you just agree to disagree. The problem with some of these issues that I'm seeing for you is that they require more work. It's not one of those things that you can just wash your hands and be like, well, I'm done there and we're going to move on now. It's a lot deeper. Perhaps it's about the foundation of who you are being questioned or compromised with this individual, right? It's not a surface level problem. They're highlighting the Seven of Swords and they're highlighting the Six of Swords. Typically, the Seven of Swords is someone who is devious or there's some deception going on or things of that nature, but I don't necessarily feel that this message is in correlation to how this card reads. What's coming through from Spirit on this card, this is more internal and it's about you. Are you deceiving yourself that this connection that you're having with this person is good for you? Are you overlooking things that are true to your foundation, your beliefs, because you want to stay connected to this person? Part of you, for some of you, it's a small part, you've been wanting to let this go. Now, is it the relationship in its entirety? For some of you, yes. For some of you, you're realizing that you've lost who you are completely and totally. And it's not about commitment or give and take. You've lost yourself completely to this person. Okay? This person has not brought out the best in you. You're kind of like reflecting on yourself and you're thinking, how did I get here? How did I get to this place emotionally? How did I get here? You were such a different person XYZ years ago. Right? So many years ago, let's just say. For some of you, your time is done. You're making a very hard and difficult decision to move away from this individual. Now, this could be romantic, this could be friendship, this could even be a family member that just doesn't serve you, okay? Who's brought you nothing but heartache and stress. And you're going to start to put some distance there. You're going to start to put yourself first. Okay, you're going to take some time to do some thinking and you're really going to dive deep because you're tired of this circle. Because let's say you see this reading and you're like, yeah, well, things are getting better and moving on. But then a couple weeks later, I see this again. I see the turmoil. I see the arguments. It's the same thing. Nobody wants to give in. Okay. There could be some deception. It's showing me a very small percentage though. Okay. On the other person's part. It's more like not deception, like they're out there cheating or something of that nature. It's more like gaslighting, okay? That's the word they just showed me across this card. So it's like gaslighting, making you feel like you're at fault, making you feel that everything is your fault. And then you start to internalize that and you wonder, oh my God, is it? And they're highlighting the Four of Cups. And you're wondering, how in the hell did I get here? How did I get so entwined in this relationship, okay, that I'm just so beat down? And there is going to be this period in time. And they're showing me 3 to 12. So it looks as though it's weeks. Okay, not months, 3 to 12 weeks. And I know that's a long span, but that's what they're giving me. And understand that timing is different for everyone. You're going to start to come out of this, okay? When you start to make time for yourself and meditate and contemplate on this situation and on this problem that you're having, you're going to slowly but surely start to put yourself first. And you're going to remember what your needs are and what your wants are. And throughout this process, as you work through it, trust that all will be well. Because as long as you're working towards your higher good, all will be well. It could be some shaky ground as you get there. For some of you, it's showing me you may return to the relationship right after you cut it off or after you distance yourself, because they might provide some insight. Oh, I've changed in that. And understand that people do change, but you're talking about changes happen over months and years. Okay? It's not the snap of a finger in this particular situation. Okay? So careful not to draw yourself back in, because some of you are going to go right back to it and be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm talking to this relative again. I can't believe I'm talking to this coworker again. I can't believe I'm dating this guy or girl again. Like you'll realize it, right? If you break and go back, you'll start to realize it, because you've kind of started this process of making time for yourself, okay? Of thinking things through, of really looking at what's important to you. And you're going to have that down and out energy. But in working through this and you making time for yourself and doing the things that are important to you, 10 of Wands, you've been down a hard and long road. You're going to walk away from what no longer serves you. You know, this is a perfect depiction of your heart, in fact. And for some of you, it's going to be physical. You're going to pack up your stuff, and you may even physically distance yourself from this person, because that's what you might need. Okay? Sometimes you're tied to somebody so much that you just physically need to go to another city. You need to start fresh somewhere else. And that's what you're going to do. You're going to put the plan in motion. And your overall energy is trust. All will be well. Always look out for yourself. All right? Make time for yourself. And the 9 of Cups. You're going from this 6, 7 of Swords energy, this Wand energy, this turbulent time, this anxiety, not sleeping, tossing and turning, and building a new life for yourself. Okay? Taking that next step. It's a beautiful outcome, but it's going to be some work. All right. Let's draw a spirit animal oracle card to end your reading. And I hope this helps some of you. We also have 2 other messages that we will be doing after this. So stay tuned. You never know when Spirit is going to drop you a wink or a little extra nugget in another reading. Okay. Your Spirit Animal Oracle card is Patience, Tiger. You are being reminded that persistence is what is necessary to attain your goals. You need to be patient and trust that the universe will help you through your challenges in divine timing. Success is guaranteed. Trust all will be well. Success is guaranteed. All right, my dear friends, for those of you that have chosen the Moonology Oracle card deck, this reading is for you. All right, we're going to go ahead and start with this deck. We are going to draw a couple of cards. Then we're going to follow it with some tarot cards, and then finally a spirit animal oracle card. All right. I will say, in starting, just shuffling and a little bit of a meditation I did prior to doing this reading, this reading feels a lot lighter than the first one I did. It's almost like, you know, when the energy is shifting and it's lifting away from you, or you have a lot on you, a lot of stress, a lot of turmoil, but you're kind of starting to see the sun come through the clouds, peek through the clouds, a little silver lining in the clouds, if you will. That's what I'm feeling at the start of this reading, okay? The answers you need are coming, and it's time to take action. So I think that's part of the reason that Spirit is sharing with us that the clouds are lifting. A lot of you have been stuck in this energy, and you've kind of been looking at something and that's kind of the vision that Spirit is sharing. You've kind of had your mind on something and you've been needing to make a decision, right? And you're really not sure that the decision you want to make is the right one. So you've kind of been in this stuck energy, this frustrated energy. And what Spirit wants me to share with you is that oftentimes when you're in that stagnant energy where you can't seem to make a decision one way or the other, it simply means you're not ready to make a decision just yet, or you're not meant to make a decision just yet. It's like you need more time, okay? You're not really sure which way to go. Maybe all the options haven't presented themselves to you yet to where you're like, yep, that's it. That's what I need to do. You're just not there yet, right? So trust that Spirit is sending you what you need, okay? The answers you need are coming. I'm feeling a tremendous amount of frustration for some of you as far as, wow, like, why is it taking so long? Why am I still stuck? You know, and wondering, should I just make a decision? Should I just be done with it? Spirit is sharing that rushing through this decision that you have to make may possibly lead you down the wrong path. Not saying you choose the wrong thing or the right thing hasn't presented itself, but I'm seeing somebody put brakes on a car, like quickly come to a brake. You need to give yourself more time and attention to think things through. Okay? The answers are in fact coming. It will be soon time to take action. Not just yet. It's funny, we drew this card, time to take action. Spirit is saying not just yet. Okay? There's going to be a little bit of a turbulent energy through the month of March. Perhaps you're not going to be able to think clearly, or you've been going through something and you need to sort some things out before you make this decision. I have to tell you this though. 5 of Wands. This card has probably come up in the last 5 readings. Now, I've used different decks. I shuffle, meditate, etc. through, before and after every reading. And this card won't let up. And it's this energy that I continue to feel at the beginning of your readings and during the meditation. There's external and internal conflicts for you. It's like you're fighting your mind. Some of you are fighting individuals in your life. And that's another reason that perhaps the answer you're looking for in this particular situation hasn't come just yet. Okay? You have to clear your mind some. They're highlighting the 4 of Swords. All right? You've done some work, is what they're sharing. Okay, and those are the swords above the individual in this card. You've done some work. And some of you are so mentally and emotionally exhausted from what you've been going through, you cannot think clearly. It's always like you're always ready for battle. Does that make sense? Like you always have your guard up. Do you find yourself that when you go and have a conversation with somebody, your sword is up already? It's almost like your wall is up. You're ready to answer them even before you hear what they have to say. It's because you're in this uncomfortable angst energy. Okay? And there's something here in your life, in your scope. It's like they're showing me a tunnel. And I see all of these individuals just, you're waiting for them to come at you. You need a little time of reflection. Okay? For some of you, and I'm seeing the Tower card, which I have not drawn, and they're showing me an arrow pointing to the Hangman. So let's put this over here. What we're needing here, my friends, is a different perspective, a different outlook, and we need to look at things differently. All right? The example they're sharing with me. Perhaps you do something and you do it the same way every time. They're asking you to choose the road. Oh, they're highlighting this card, the 3 of Wands. This is kind of like the road less traveled. Like you're looking out and you're thinking, wow, what if I did that? Right? What if I took a chance on that? Now, for many of you, they're showing me that you're a very successful and direct person. Okay? That's what these two wands are highlighting themselves for me. You're very direct. You're very focused. But you've kind of lost your way a little bit. Okay? You've lost your way. And they're highlighting the Lover's card. And for some of you, they're sharing that it's because of another individual. Now, no one can make us do something we don't want to do. But you know how oftentimes who we surround ourselves with and who we're in relationships with and their energy, it kind of drags us down and you don't even realize it. They're sharing with me that that's kind of like the situation that you've been in. Someone in your life is causing you more headache and stress than you need. Okay? And it's almost like this energy that they're giving, I don't want to say that it's devil energy, but it's almost like what they're offering you isn't productive. What they're bringing to the table in your relationship, whether it be romantic, business related, whatever, isn't serving you, isn't serving your higher purpose. And you're kind of starting to feel that. You're kind of starting to see that. And you always feel like you have to have your sword up when it comes to these situations with this individual that are presenting themselves to you. It seems more often than not. Some of you will be able to solve this with this person and move on. But this is going to be required. You're going to have to see things in a different perspective. Perhaps take a look at their side. What are they saying? Instead of coming with a sword, and I know this is going to sound corny, but come with a little bit of an open heart. Try to put yourself in their shoes, right? That in itself may help you guys get to where you want to be to solve this situation. For some of you, and I'm seeing the Devil card again, it's a very negative person and situation where you can't help but put your sword up. Like you can't get past it. And it's really not safe for you to, maintain this relationship if you want to get to the next level in your life, right? So to move away from this energy, this always having your guard up, okay? You're kind of looking on the horizon and wondering what else is out there. You're going to start to put yourself in a different mode, all right? Not to say you're not currently in boss mode, because some of you are very much in boss mode. And that's another reason your sword is always up. You're always ready for battle because you always feel like you have to be in boss mode. Spirit is also sharing another message with me here that's very, very important and will resonate with a few of you. For some of you that own your own business who are higher up in a company, that go-getter, like you're always solving problems, that mode that you're in at work, some of you are bringing that home. And you can't help it because you do that 9 or 10 hours a day, right? 5 days a week. But you're bringing that home. That sword that you always have to have up at work, you're bringing it home and it's kind of screwing up your relationships at home with your family, friends, other folks, because you're not adjusting to the second part of your life, okay? Spirit is showing me somebody walking through the door and holding the keys of their car in their hand. When you put the keys on the hook, when you put your keys in your purse, in the drawer, wherever you put your keys, they want you to set the intention to whatever happened at the workplace, regardless of how good or bad it was. Leave it there. Leave it on the other side of the door. So when you put your keys down at home, that's it. That part of your life is over till tomorrow, till Monday, till whenever you go back. Bring your sword down, even if you have to take a few minutes. See, some of you don't even take a few minutes to kind of transition from work to home, work to friends, work to family, right? And it's hurting your relationships. It's really, really hurting your relationships. So you have to start, you have to start a conscious effort to let that part of your day go and start your new one. Okay? And for some of you, it's so hard. And trust me, I get it. Doing something 9 or 10 hours of your day, right? And giving everything you have. And then not bringing it home and thinking about it and all that. That's tough. And that's why the hangman is here. Because they're telling you you have to do something totally different than what you're doing now to get a better outcome. To have those healthy relationships you want outside of work. This is going to take some concerted effort on your part. Okay? But you can get there. And at that point, this thing you've been questioning, this issue you've been having, perhaps this was the question you were having and you didn't even realize. Perhaps this was the problem you were having and you didn't even realize. The answer then comes by doing something different. And at that part, you can take action. Maybe it renews your friendship with somebody, your wife, husband, partner, whomever. Okay? It renews. It's like a whole new renewal for you. And it's like, wow. Can you imagine if I would have done that 5 or 10 years ago? But anyway, don't look back, look forward. Okay? But I want you to do that. And whatever problem this is that's presenting itself, that you have been so desperately looking for answers, okay? That you want to take action, but you're really not sure where to do. Start by doing these small things, okay? Start by implementing these mental things. Give yourself a little time and attention, okay? Maybe on your way home from work, in the car, turn off the radio. Don't take any calls, all right? And think about your day. And if it was a horrible day, let it go. So when you walk in the door and you put down the keys, you can let go of that. Sometimes you do need time to process, okay? And oftentimes a drive home does it. Now, they're showing me a visual of somebody working from home. That's a little tougher. But your end goal is the same. When you log out of the computer, give yourself 15, 20 minutes, put on some sneakers, and go take a walk around the block, okay? You're not driving home from work, but you're at least leaving your computer. You're leaving that, 9 to 10 hour day you had in front of the computer so you can be there for your family and friends without the swords drawn, okay? I hope this helps, my friends. I find that sometimes even if we try something and it doesn't work, let's say, you put down the keys and you try to let it go, but you just can't. It just takes some concerted effort, okay? You just need to try to do something else. Perhaps that didn't work for you. Maybe something else will. Go in your room and just shut down and put on some earphones for 15 minutes and just tell your family when you come in, you just need 15 minutes, okay, prior to any interactions or anything of that nature, all right? And that reset may work for you, okay? Just don't give up. Don't give up. Because your relationships and all that means something to you and you mean something to them. And you want to try to kind of look at things from their view a little bit, okay? All right. Your spirit animal oracle card is Butterfly Metamorphosis. Pay attention to the areas in your life or personality that you are in need of profound change or transformation. You are about to enter a phase of expansion and growth, which will be highly beneficial to your future. Change is coming, my friends. I wish you the best. All right, my dear friends, for those of you that picked deck number 3, the Shaman's Dream Oracle deck, this message is for you. So what we're going to do here, my friends, is we're going to start off by picking a couple of these cards, okay, from this deck. Then we're going to follow it by drawing some tarot cards, and then we're going to close out with a spirit animal oracle card, all right? It's very interesting, the energy that I've gotten out of the first 2 readings, okay? I'm curious to see if the tarot is going to bring out this one card that has been glaringly obvious in all 3 readings. And not just in all 3 readings, but in my zodiac signs too. It's just been popping out. So I can't help but have that in the back of my mind. And I think the reason why Spirit is kind of leaving that card in the back of my mind is because so many of you are feeling that uncomfortable, anxiety, just this overall energy of you're wondering where we're headed next, whether it's a situation in your life, right? Or what's happening in our world. There's some true fear out there. There's some true, like you feel like you always have to have your guard up, all right? So let's take a look and see what we have for reading number 3. So the first 2 cards we've drawn is Wailing Tree, Reconciliations, and First Breath, Beginner's Mind. Now, what we're seeing here is that some of you, and I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but they're highlighting it for me. There's a face in the bark of this tree. Do you guys see that? And they are just crying out. They are just frustrated. They've just had enough. They're just screaming, not so much for help. Well, maybe, yeah, maybe some of you are screaming internally for help, that you just want things to be better. Before I draw, the number 5 is being highlighted, and it's the 5 of Wands in the tarot that has been glaringly in most of our readings so far. And there's just this feeling of, for some of you, fight or flight, like you've, it's just been a difficult time for you. And I'm feeling this very deep and dark sadness, right? And some of you are just so wanting for this period to be over, right? And things to change and things to be better. And you're wondering, how long is it going to take? How long are these battles going to take? What's it going to take for things to turn around? And we're going to see what these cards bring us as far as a clarification for you. Okay, my friends? So the first thing we see, and the first thing that is highlighted, is we have 2 nines. 9 of Swords, 9 of Wands. There's been a time of battle. There's been a time of stress, right? It's like they're clarifying the meditation information that was coming through, the things that I was feeling at the beginning of the reading. In some way, all 3 of the readings for this pick a card message are aligned. And it's like there's one general message that's kind of stayed with all 3, but just the situations vary, right? We have the 9 of Swords, the Queen of Swords, and the King of Pentacles. Some of you, in addition to the feelings you guys were getting as far as anxiety-ridden, not being able to sleep, just this overall, just very stressful feeling. You've lost confidence on the way here, okay? Perhaps there was a job, a relationship, something of that nature, and you've started to lose confidence. Perhaps you've started building something. Perhaps you're looking at building something new, a side job even, perhaps. And your confidence has been diminished or dimming. And you've gotten to like a really dark place, right? You're forgetting that you hold your own power. You're forgetting that you are the boss. It's almost like we see this statue, right? And perhaps maybe this is a depiction of you. And you know when somebody starts chiseling at it, right? The edges start forming. It starts to look uneven and things of that nature. It's kind of like they're sharing with me that that's kind of like where you're at on your path. You're not really feeling whole. You're wondering when are those better times coming for you? Okay? They're showing me the Hangman, which we didn't draw, but that is a card that they're adding to this spread. Perception is everything in this situation that you're dealing with. For example, it looks as though you've had small wins on a situation, whether it be a relationship, whether it be, at work, whatever the case is, with the situation that you're dealing with is what I'm sharing with you. You've had small wins along the way, but when you've hit a win, instead of celebrating that win, even if it's just for a few moments, giving yourself a pat on the back, you're taking that win and you're saying, God, How much more do I have left to go? How many more steps do I have to take? How many more subs before I'm able to make money, right? Instead of enjoying the moment that you've been given, that reward, that moment. So they're highlighting the Four of Cups. It doesn't matter how many wins and great things that have happened. It's almost like you've diminished them. It's like they're not important to you, or you're not giving yourself the proper credit. Okay? They're highlighting the Ten of Wands and the Knight of Swords. You came out of this situation guns blazing. Okay? Holding your own. The Queen of Wands. Your intuition used to fire on all cylinders. All right? You used to be very in touch with yourself. But along the way, these last few months, these last few years, you've gotten kind of to this point in your life, right? Where it's like, I don't want to say woe is me, but it's kind of like you just feel defeated. You feel defeated. So you need a restart. You need a beginner's mind. Okay? Do you remember when you first got into the relationship that you're in? All right? That's perhaps giving you some struggles. Or the job that you took. You said you were going to change the world, right? The side gig that you started. The excitement that you had over something. And over time, it's just beating the shit out of you. Is what the cards are telling me. So we need to fast forward. And for some of you, you need to rewind. Okay? And we need to start over. How did we get here? What happened to us that we got here? It's almost like you were counting down, and I'm trying to explain this the best I can. But you know, sometimes, all right, let's face it, when you're in a relationship and you're in the relationship just to be in a relationship, and you're like, oh, 1 month anniversary, 2 month, and the excitement of it, it's like rose-colored glasses, right? You're doing it just to say that you're in it. You're doing this job that stresses you out, that really has now made you miserable, what used to make you happy, right? Something that used to make you so happy is making you so miserable. And for some of you, you're going to find a way to get back to it, to re-energize yourself, to get back to how you were feeling. For some of you, you're realizing, uh-oh, I shouldn't have done this for as long as I have. Well, hey, I have to pay the bills. Hey, I don't want to break off this relationship. I don't want to look at I don't want to seem like the bad guy. Or I don't want to seem like I'm not compromising, right? So you've kind of stayed in this situation that you're in. But something is going to happen. And Spirit is showing me the number 7 to 8. So it's 7 to 8 weeks. And timing is fluid and it's different for everyone. And it's depending on how quickly you make moves that these things happen. But then in the next 7 to 8 weeks, you're going to be making some changes to get yourself out of this energy. Out of this humdrum, like, oh my God, I cannot believe this. This relationship, I should have not been in it for 2 years. I should have been in it for like a month, right? But here you are. But some of you are realizing that life is in fact too short and that you have too much to give and too much to live for, and you're going to part amicably. And for some of you, it's going to be a career. You've always wanted to do X, Y, Z over here, right? Some of you have always wanted to create, but instead you're in this other place in your life where you feel obligated to be there because you have to pay the bills and so on. But perhaps this new chapter is showing itself. Like I said, it's that I'm seeing that lining, okay? That silver lining on the cloud. And the sun is trying to peek out. And that's you. That's you. You're trying to start over. You're trying to remove what no longer serves you, realizing, hey, maybe I did that a little too long. Now, don't be hard on yourself. The good thing is in these situations that you're in, as long as you know that you have to take a different step, right? You have to do things differently. That's the best first step yet. Okay? And in doing that, they're highlighting the Page of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords and the Beginner's Mind card. And they are saying, you've got an opportunity coming for you that you didn't see before. You were so engrossed in this energy, this hardworking, just kind of tunnel vision, exhaustion, no time for yourself energy. You didn't even see what was right in front of you, right? And they're highlighting the Four of Cups too, because Page of Pentacles and Four of Cups, opportunities here have actually been presented to you, but you haven't been in the right frame of mind to see them or accept them, right? And you're kind of tired of being in this energy, right? And you're excited about the possibilities. And you're going to start to make those changes. And you're going to be renewed again. King of Pentacles, you're going to sit in your own energy. You're going to have that boss mode, right? You see how this king, what I like about how they put together this card, right, is that the King of Pentacles here, his posture, if you've noticed, it doesn't sit like other kings, right? He's got his legs crossed. He's looking off into the horizon. It's kind of like, what would you do if you shifted your mind and your heart and looked in another direction? If you're always looking forward, what happens if you stop to think, to ponder, to wonder what if, and actually do something about it? And that's what he's trying to tell us here. It's time to shift our mind, look in a different direction, right? Change our posture. Go for a walk. Do something different to where you can get back what you feel like you've lost. And for some of you, it's going to be a totally new beginning, a first breath, beginner's mind. All right, my beautiful friends, we are going to draw a Spirit Animal Oracle card and see what final message Spirit has for you today. Hawk, spirituality. Fly above and beyond your day-to-day thoughts to observe them from a bird's eye view. Quieting the mind and detaching from your thought patterns puts you in a better position to take in messages from your spirit guides. Detach, right? Give yourself the time and attention to get out of this energy, away from this energy, all right? Some of you are really going through it. You're going to dig yourself out of this bit by bit. All right, my dear friends, it was a pleasure doing this reading for you guys, and we'll see you soon.